The hurdle at college height is 1.067 meters. Hurdles require a lot of speed along with technique that will later be important in the video. In order to find the velocity you need in order to clear the hurdle, just use the information given in the y direction. The information we have in the y direction is the height of the hurdle, acceleration of gravity, along with your initial velocity as being 0 because we are at rest. This is if you are jumping straight up and down. We do not take into any consideration of the x direction, meaning the run up to the hurdle. So by using a kinematic equation shown in the picture above, and the information that is known, I have to have a final velocity of 4.575 meters per second in order to be able to clear the height of the hurdle. The final velocity of 4.575 meters per second is used in order to calculate acceleration. We have an initial velocity as being 0. Delta y is 0.356 meters. This is how far I need to load up or bend down before jumping straight up and down to get my max velocity. Use the same kinematic equations as before, and I need to have an acceleration in the y direction of 29.397 meters per second squared. I use this acceleration that we have already found to calculate the amount of force I need to put into the ground to get the height and velocity I need to clear the hurdle. I only look at the forces acting in the y direction, which is my weight, my force push, and my normal force. My weight is negative due to the force acting downward in the negative direction. When I calculate my force push, I get negative 2,533.521 newtons. This is negative, and it makes sense because I am applying it to the ground, and all the force is directly under my hips to project me over the hurdle. When calculating the velocity and acceleration, I only use the y direction. So if you run full speed or barely running towards the hurdle, your velocity and force push should be the same. This is because when you go over the hurdle, you have to jump straight up first to clear the height of the hurdle. When it came down for the calculation of force, the only variables were my weight and acceleration in the y direction. So it is irrelevant how fast I am moving towards the hurdle because it is in the x direction, and the velocity and push for the height is in the y direction, and it should always be the same. The center of mass is important while hurdling, and it will help me explain why my calculation of acceleration and my force push does not make any sense at all. When running to the hurdle, it is a motion of going over the hurdle that is important. As I approach the hurdle, I am nice and tall, but as I push into the ground for the takeoff, my center of mass changes. When you push off, you lean into the hurdle, making your center of mass smaller and closer together. The lean helps you clear the hurdle easier and faster and more efficient, and without needing as much acceleration. Because when hurdling, you do not just jump in the y direction or just all in the x direction. It is a combination of both. And you do not need to go as high up as well as push as hard into the ground.